And we got a special guest today, which is going to be Mariza Smith. Did I say your first?
Mariza.
Mariza. Mariza. See,
Mariza Angela Smith.
There we go. Mariza. Okay. Before we get to her, I want to talk a little bit about how I got to know her, and it's kind of funny because my producer was wanting to do this woman for an interview, and I've actually already met her at one of the churches that I attend, so it was kind of ironic, I'm like, yeah, I know her, sure, we'll put her on the show. And also, she has a little blurb in the Corpus Christi Caller-Times. She mainly works with the homeless and human trafficking, and she had the article in here for the editor, Take Action and Help the Homeless, and I'm guessing this is here locally in Corpus Christi, among other places. So I wanted to welcome Mariza to the show. Thanks for coming today. And can you talk a little bit about what your organizations are and a little bit what you do?
I'm a member of St. Luke's United Methodist Church, and I'm also a member, the Social Action Coordinator for St. Luke's United Methodist women here in Corpus Christi, Texas. And as a social action coordinator and first as a human being, I despise the horrendous crimes that are prevalent around the world, namely the second almost largest billion-dollar industry, second only to the drug trafficking. We have the human trafficking issue, and it's just pathetic, and it's so everybody has to do something or anything to at least help someone, either alleviating the pain and the trauma that the victims are experiences, especially the minors, the children who are victims of human trafficking. And of course, I also would like to advocate. I'm also an advocate for the homeless people, because I think as rich as United States, we just have so many resources here in United States, and it looks like I'm still living in the third world country in the Philippines with all the wealth that we have here. And I think we need to be altruistic in our daily living. You don't have to be rich to be able to help. And I'm running I'm just would like to help, and spiritually speaking, I think the Lord has given us some ministries that are sometimes your priorities are in the order of the ministries and social issues, problems that touch your life. And here I am, and I don't know why, but I'm here and ready to help and doing everything I can to alleviate the suffering of the world.
Okay. Before we go on, I wanted to show some of your websites for your organizations. And first one is New Life Refuge Ministries. I believe that's .org. So it's newliferefugeministries.org. Is one of the
partners.
Yeah, the partners that you have. And another one is the St. Luke's United Methodist Church Dynamic Dollar organize with the New Life Refuge Ministries
Yes,
as well.
we are really helping the New Life Refuge Ministries. The founder and executive director, Minta Moore, she's just like a woman, a caring person. And I first met her 2 years ago, and I saw how hard she was trying to spread awareness, education about the human trafficking issue, and it's kind of touched my heart that when people like Minta Moore and others who are really would like to do something, it's not just something; it's a big thing. According to the Center of FBI and the Missing Persons and Exploited Children in the United States, we have 100,000 to 300,000 at risk of being recruited so human trafficking for children. And currently, we only have less than 300 beds for those who are rescued out of those 300, almost 300,000 at-risk kids who are being exploited and recruited for human trafficking. And 300 beds, not enough for United States. And as United States, I'm challenging everyone to do something. I mean, it doesn't have to. You don't have to have $100 to $1,000. You can have a dollar. That's why the Lord gave me the vision of the dynamic dollar. It's a dynamic dollar when everybody gets together, and it's not all the money at all. The awareness that we are imparting, the education that everybody should be careful, everybody should be helping. If you cannot do anything, do something.
And I just want to go over what Mariza said earlier, that that human trafficking is actually the second biggest criminal activity other than drug trafficking, which is not saying surprising, but it is quite a problem. Now, what area do you really cover? I mean, do you cover third world countries mostly, and how prevalent is human trafficking here in America with your organization?
Well, in America, what I know is, and I have it right here, and you can read it for yourself right here.
And okay, this is what she actually just gave me. It's
and you can show the.
And this is actually part of the New Life
Refuge
Refuge Ministries
Ministries
here. And some statistics, according to the FBI and Center for Missing and Exploited Children, 100,000 to 300,000 American children are at risk of being trafficked each year. Currently, there are less than 300 beds for those rescued. New Life Refuge Ministries is working to be a part of the solution to this growing problem.
There you go.
And let me see. Now, I think one of the biggest things really is to create awareness. First, people have to know of the problem, and then work on the solution. And this is part of actually the website as well. Education, legislation, and organizations. Now, tell me what type of awareness that you give out toward people, let them know of this problem.
Well, we give the statistics like what you have just read, and in the pamphlet that we have here, it says here the average kids are lured in is 12 years old. So this would inform the parents what to do with their children.
Oh,
When they go to the mall, you tell them like a story, like
so prevention.
Prevention.
Right? There we go. Prevention.
Yes. Prevention.
And that's one way. Now, also looking here, you hold special events, speaking engagements, and it says social media. So I'm guessing you put it out to the social media, Facebook, and so on,
Okay.
of the problems.
Right, because like this one, the life expectancy of a child once trapped is only 7 years. Underage kids are sold primarily on the internet. Traffickers move their victims often to keep them disoriented and completely dependent on them for all their needs. According to the FBI, 1 in 3 runaways will be approached by a trafficker within 48 hours of leaving home, while children who run away and or are in the social service system are at higher risk. This crime can happen to any child. There are victims from all walks of life. It crosses socioeconomic lines. Often, victims do not identify themselves as such. They are made to believe this way of life was their choice, and therefore they do not see themselves as victims, but rather living in a situation that was simply a bad choice. So we need to be careful with the school system. We need to alert them when a child has been absent, really try to find out if they were sick or they were just loitering or just going around places. So everybody should be aware where their children's whereabouts.
Okay, talking about that, do you work with law enforcement? Because you said obviously you have to be aware if a child is missing, and this goes to like Amber Alerts here in America. So how do you correspond with those two things?
Okay, here's the Minta's New Life Refuge Ministries Minta More update. We continue to do outreach into the Nueces County Juvenile Justice Center and into the strip clubs. We are working on relationship in both of those areas, as we know there are victims in both. We are also continuing to educate many people on the issue and have several speaking engagement, like you already said, and we are networking and collaborating with other organizations and business to help in the fight against human trafficking.
Okay.
And the police, this is the report from the New Life Refuge that we are.
Okay, so they do work with you on quite a few instances.
Yes.
And do you get in particular cases of certain children, or do you normally get that involved, or is it just pretty much anybody? I mean, I know it's everybody, but is there any particular cases that you want to focus on for a certain child, or? Okay, you're not sure? You're not sure on that?
I'm not sure. We have to get Minta to come over here as a guest because she is out with the law enforcement, and I'm with the fundraising with the dynamic dollar.
Okay, so you're not
kind
quite.
The specificity
Yes.
of the matter with the law enforcement. The chief of police is aware of what we are doing. The mayor is aware. As a matter of fact, Mayor Nelda invited us to the city hall with the city with the chief of police, and I invited the security guard. I mean the head of the security service with CCISD and Texas A&M, university, and they all came, and so. They're aware now, and they're more cognizant of the that be careful in our environment at the university where the young ones are, the places that will be recruited. But as far as I'm concerned, like I said, there's a specific things that are happening. It's happening. And the way the border patrol from the borders and our law enforcements, they're all in working together to really catch the suspecting victims, the events that are suspicious
Yeah, okay. Also, it mentions legislation.
Oh, yes.
What type of, do you get like politicians involved? Or?
Yes, Todd Hunter is the chairman of the India to lead the legislation in really scrutinizing and studying what needs to be done.
So what are some of the changes that these two organizations help to get out there using legislation? Is there anything in particular?
Well, when we try to meet, we want to let everybody know what's going on. Go to the internet in the legislative, what's all going on at the city, in the capital, to see who is what bill is in place.
Oh, okay, the current bills.
The current bills, and help them write letters, to say, hey, let's do this. We need. And there are so many ideas on how to really make it tight for the predators not to do it again. And to tell you the truth, it's kind of scary to be dealing with this, because it is just, because you don't want, I don't think, I cannot say this, but I just would like to say that I'm helping more with the victims.
Okay.
I'm concentrating more of the victims and let the law enforcers catch the burglar.
Yeah, and actually, you
So
brought
to
up
say.
you brought up a very good point, because
Before you said, you may not have enough money to contribute to this, but you can still have an effect, because you can write your congressman to that particular bill, say, I support this, write several congressmen if you have to, and you definitely can support these causes without necessarily contributing money, and or both contributing money and voicing your opinion as well.
And as far as I'm concerned personally, we all have our inclination to do things, like your favorite. My favorite is to raise funds while aware, putting on awareness. And those who are good about legislation, I'm calling all the viewers of the internet to, if you're good about playing lawyer
Yeah.
for the good cause, this is the time. You're not gonna get paid, but you're gonna get paid by helping those kids. And then let's scare the predators. Just to say, hey, give them a second thought that if they're caught, like last night on TV, the probation the probation officers knocking door to door, trying to give warning to the sex offenders to be careful and not to get out on Halloween, and don't even pass out candies, and they have a sign that here, lives a sex offender. Now, how would you like Stephen to be caught as a human the buyer for a human trafficking victim, and then you are caught, and your punishment will be they're going to take a picture of you and put you on a billboard on the freeway. And here comes Stephen. He was caught having, buying sex from a 9-year-old, and so, that could be a law, I don't know which, how stiff the penalty, just to scare them that, come on, I'm appealing to the predators that please, if you are, if there's some illness going on, because in your mind, seek help, and go to church. Maybe prayer will help you, and prayer will help. And I just, it just. So legislation, awareness, educating, and raising funds equal the goal that we are trying to achieve, and we're getting closer. We already have raised, Minta has raised $100,000, and we're putting in more into that money, and they have the land to build it. We only need $200,000, and there are 300,000 people in Corpus Christi. If you are viewing this and you're a Corpus Christian, give your dollar to St. Luke's United Methodist Church. Earmark human trafficking.
And now that you mentioned the raising for the compound, and we got a poster right here for you guys to look at. And this is, I guess, I don't know how you say it, like what it's supposed to look like once it gets built, right here.
Uh-huh.
And how much money do you have left to raise for this? Or
200,000,
Okay.
which is so easy to raise because 200,000, and I'm not even calling the organizations and stores and big bucks from big people who earn more. I'm calling from the citizen who can spare a dollar, and I'm begging right now. Here's even my dynamic dollar jars, and we need to fill this up every day and deposit it. I have a check here that I'm depositing. It's just $131, but $131 a day or a week or whatever. But this $131 is not only the money that's represented by probably 50 people. Can you imagine the 50 people? Maybe some of them put a $10, $5, $1, and $2. The 50 people they know, and they need to be careful. Doing the one as a social action coordinator for St. Luke's United Methodist women at St. Luke's United Methodist Church, I have talked to one of the women over at Kalalan area and told her to be aware of the neighborhood for some suspicious happening. And so she dismissed me and she said, it's not in my neighborhood that's going to happen. Well, 3 months later on, she reported to me later on after there was a raid, 2 houses from her house. A raid happened, and it was a child, 11-year-old girl, being trafficked. But she thought was her neighbor's adopted daughter. But it was not adopted. It was a case of human trafficking.
And now that you mention it, there's actually something in the news, I think it was like 12 months ago, that they actually had somebody holding abducted 2 children. Now they're pretty older, like 25 to 30.
Yeah.
And of course it was big in the news that he held him for that long in the basement. So, sometimes you just never know.
Yes, and Stephen, while we are talking like this, and we are talking about these events, I don't know any of the viewers who have not heard about human trafficking, or all kinds of issues. But we can be gossiping and talking about social issues, and if you don't do something, I think we just better be shutting up our mouth. Just shut up if you can do anything, because pray that this stops. Because it's no use. We have a talk show like this, which the aim is to help people be alert. And I appreciate Stephen and the producer and everybody here, and it's a good cause to be disseminating information. But I'm telling you, if you have faith and you don't have action, it's dead. And if you are listening and you're not gonna put $1, okay. I have written a proclamation for the city that I'm planning to submit to the city council. Okay, I want my pastor from St. Luke's and the district superintendent, Eradio Valverde, from 60 churches of the United Methodist. Can you imagine 60 churches of the United Methodist women? Methodist churches in Corpus Christi district. If all those 60 churches know, how many people would know? Just from the Methodist. How about the bishop, Catholic? I'm still waiting for the bishop response because I asked them if they would like to participate in the campaign. And January 11, 2015 will be a Human Trafficking Awareness Day globally. We need to do something, and I would like to take advantage of this program to, before January 11, come on, send me $200,000, and I won't bug you again. I won't be, I don't want, I can, Stephen does not have to invite me again. Just give me that $200,000 with the new, and give it to the New Life Refuge Ministries. So we build, and then you're gonna say, oh, I put a nail on that, the cottage, or the compound that we are building.
Well, talking more about the shelter, where is this going to be built at? What
Here,
location?
it's a undisclosed location because of the. It cannot be told because
Well-
it's just like a women's shelter.
Well, is
We
it going to
don't-
be in?
here in South
yeah, there
Texas?
Yeah, we don't need
Corpus
the exact.
Christi,
yeah, there
South
we go.
Texas, but the others, I don't even want to know, Stephen. I'm telling you, I have a heart that is weak. I might be strong, but I'm also, weak. I mean, I just don't want to know where it is because it's just very traumatic. I can watch TV and so the people in the drama and my tears will be crying like they're happening to me.
No, I'm just wondering
I'm
if
very
it's here in the
empathetic.
United States or
Here in
another
Corpus
country
Christi.
or
Here.
not necessarily. I don't need the
Here.
address or phone numbers or anything.
Yeah,
but-
yes.
yeah,
because,
obviously for various reasons.
But anyway, the proclamation, I'm gonna send it to the city council just to be aware that we are we mean business. We mean to help the kids. How many kids are we gonna save? And being back to the society. What if they were your children? What if they were your children?
And let me.
Get off on another thing you're also interested in is the homeless.
People.
The homeless people. I'm guessing this is here more locally because perhaps you see it more
Locally.
than elsewhere. But I'm sure it's a problem that you want to be addressed nationally as well.
Like I told you in the beginning, I said, why was it when I was in the Philippines, I had problems, and I had problems of being poor, of being not to be able to get a home and blah. And now I said, I'm gonna go to the land of milk and honey, and I'm still experiencing this. Not myself, but people. That we still have homeless people in the land of plenty and honey. And that's why I came here. And it appalled me, it's very appalling that it's happening in a very rich country. I think the idea is some of us don't have altruistic instinct, the philanthropic instinct. They always conceive that only the rich can give. It's not. But the homeless people need a home, so give them a home. And before you can get started on helping them with the drug addiction, mental illness, whatever psychosocial psycho problem they have, we need to get them a place to inhabit. So right now we have a big place that we could donate to the homeless people, the Memorial Hospital that is being vacated to build a new one. So
Okay.
I'm challenging the Commissioner Lloyd Neal to donate the Memorial Hospital to the homeless people. There will be already 700 plus beds, I think, over there. And if we have 3,000 homeless people, there you go. 700 of them will go to. It already has their own bedrooms. They have TV too. Each bed. And there's already for the mental patients ward. It looks like the equipment and the facilities are already there. The lights and I found out that if I have somebody can correct me, it's infrastructurally sound.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering as well.
Yeah, because that was my first question, because when my letter to the editor came about, I got a call, that this lady, and this lady called me, and they already have that in San Antonio, and she wants to help. She said, do the Memorial Hospital. Bingo. So so we need to get Commissioner
And
Lord Neil to see what he can do about it. And I'm doing it in the open now because this was not here. So you all can correct me because I might be wrong, but my mind is sound and my heart is pure to solicit help. It's not for me. It's not for me what I'm doing this. And whatever words come out from my mouth, they are all the best for this. I might be redundant, but I could be saying it over and over. I'm challenging everyone to have altruistic. Go look it up in the dictionary. What altruism is. Philanthropism, whatever. I just want everybody to give.
well, talking about the hospital, actually, it would be a good place to do it because you have all those rooms. Each room has a bathroom in it. Cafeteria, so it's already
Kitchen.
set up.
I mean, it's set up. Just move let's say, a lot of people, and don't say to me that those people, homeless, would like to be homeless. No, according to the statistics, there are 49% of the homeless are veterans. There you go. All these veterans organizations, come on, get your people get over there.
And you can't forget as well, we recently had a recession. We're still trying to get over that as well. And so obviously that adds more to the homeless because, jobs are going away. The full-time jobs are going to part-time jobs. People are trying to make needs end. So it's really hard for them.
Yeah.
And I'm also a veteran myself.
We can help. We can help you with it. And people say, and don't worry about grants. Grants, okay, let the grants come, but I was raised without grant. I was raised selling little pigs on the street. Because my aunt had some pigs, and I told her if she could give me some money for my tuition. And she said, no, I don't have money to give you for your tuition fee because I was in school. And I had to pay my matriculation fee. And I said, but if you sell one of the pigs, the piglets, not the real pig, you can have. I said, okay, I need 30 pesos.
And actually, in the Philippines, you have to pay for your education. You don't provide it for free.
And books,
Yeah.
Even in high school. So right now I'm supporting some kids over there, like I did. Nobody supported
Sponsoring them?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Sponsoring.
I got sponsoring typhoon victims. So if you see me around selling books, because I sell books, I'm a publisher. Here's some of my books. And some of the books that I have published. I also have this Halloween book, El Pequeño Fantasma Feliz. Come on and buy one. All the money is going. I don't need any more money. I need the money to give away. So give me, here's Isaiah, that's my name, Mariza. And come buy my books, and if you see me in the different restaurants, I'm the publisher on this one. I'm both the publisher. So I'm a self-publishing consultant, and if you want to learn how to self-publish your book, come and buy one. And all the money will be given away. And you can even tell me where do you want to give the money to. But normally I give it to the Philippines to build homes after the typhoon, to meet the basic needs and scholarship, victims of human trafficking in the Philippines and the orphanage. In a smaller scale, I don't have to be rich to be giving away. If you have $1, give 25 cents or give 10 cents. But how many dollars do you have that you could give 10 cents? Add them up. A little is not a little if you're sharing.
Enough people, yeah.
And you get enough people. That's all I'm emphasizing. And of the homeless people, we're gonna teach them how to do community gardening. They're gonna garden. and raise vegetables and open up homeless people farmers market. Maybe we could do community supported agriculture to raise pigs and chickens and animals, and everybody can be buying eggs. Stephen, would you buy a dozen eggs from if we raise some eggs? I bet you would.
Actually, yeah, because I do use eggs a lot. And
Okay.
before, I wanted to go ahead and show this book just so everybody knows. It's After Tomorrow, Virginia Ragland.
Is one of my authors,
And,
we have more book. I have few books now, and people who like to be a published author come and see me, because I do give consultation on how to self-publish a book, and all the money that I raise is to accept sales tax and printing costs. It's
Okay.
all given away.
So are you in a way a publisher or for these people?
I'm
or-
a publisher.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I'm a publisher, and I'm also a consultant, self-publishing consultant, which means that I give you consultation on how to self-publish a book, from ideas, from the concept to the marketing and promotion.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
I buy also the books because I'm out of books, so I need the books to start selling. And I would like to take an opportunity to the district superintendent, Radio Valverde, for sending this letter that he wrote to all the pastors of the 60 Methodist churches. And now it's spreading. I already sent it to the superintendent of Austin, United Methodist Church in Austin. And so it's spreading the different, and also in the Hill Country where I visit. Everywhere I go declare that if the district superintendent Valverde believes that a dollar, and bless his heart, after the meeting with Mayor Nelda and the chief of police at the city hall, and heard about the campaign of the dollar campaign, he went straight to the bank.
Uh-huh.
From his own money, he got 60 crispy dollar bills, sent a letter to all the pastors and told about the evilness of human trafficking, and told them to, and Stephen, can you read what it says
Yeah,
here?
it says, here's first dollar to get you started.
There you go.
Um,
So each pastor of the Methodist churches got $1 and a letter to encourage them to be aware. And Ashbury United Methodist Church was the first responder. I call them the first responders because they were the ones who, with Gail drowned, one of the women heard about it and read the newspaper article about here we go. Stephen, can you read that one then?
yeah,
The
I can read it
newspaper
for you.
article.
It says, Shelter Envisioned for Trafficking Victims, and this is covered in the Corpus Christi Color Times. And I also see something here for Fight Human Trafficking, and I can show you a little bit of that as much as we can, so you guys can see that.
And also I have the article written by Lakindra.
Lakindra Lewis,
Uh-huh.
and campaign spotlights human trafficking as well. So, of course, this is bringing out awareness, which is very important for
The
many-
awareness is coinciding with the $1. Always say that, Stephen, because we don't want people to get away with just talking about it. They need to come out. And you, Stephen, need to put $1 here on TV. You have $1.
Believe it or not, I don't carry much cash nowadays.
I
and
know.
Yeah, it's
That
hard.
is my problem. All the people that I ask for $1, they give $1, except the ones who carry their credit card.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they mean it. I'm gonna embarrass the chief of police. I saw him at McDonald's during his nice coffee with the chief of police, Floyd Simpson. And so we talk about human trafficking, awareness and everything. And at the last minute, I said, do you have $1? And he took his billfold and he showed nothing.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. But the next time he saw me at the city hall, he came to me and he said, come on, come on, come on. And I said, I wonder what he wants from me. And I forgot already. I have already forgotten that I asked him for $1, but he did not. And then I said, why was he so friendly to me? Because like he knew me, you know. I saw I was feeling really good. And he said, come on. I said, oh, you got me $1 for my jar. And he said, no. I said, oh, I got you $2
Oh, okay.
for my wife and for myself. I think he did. He said that. And it shows on the video,
Yeah.
and then on the internet. And appreciate the mayor. She's one of my cheerleaders. Everything that I give her an update
Zelda?
of what's going, she just say, go for it, go girl, go girl. You know, we need those kind of supports from public officials, and you know, it's just like always fighting around and giving bad words to each other. You know, sometimes we become so hot about our topics. You know, I hope we don't really offend and hurt one another. We just need to have to, you know, support each other. And I'm so hot about, and which means I'm passionate to what I do. So when my accent starts having a Spanish accent, or whatever, Oriental accent and things, it's just me. The Holy Spirit is just like, and I'm so happy because it's working. And I hope that everybody will be contaminated by my enthusiasm and, you know, and just willingness to help in anything, you know, and just have a real trust. And if you have, how many more minutes do I have? Because I wrote a poem.
I think we got some time.
And
depending,
I am selling my poem. If you want to buy one for a dynamic dollar, I'll sell it to you for $5 a piece.
Okay.
And you're free to copy it. Just don't sell it. If you sell it, donate something. And I said, what, do you want to read it?
Yeah, I could read it if you want
Read
me to.
it with expression, because
Okay, this is the night before nightmare. 'Twas the night before nightmare, when all through the city of Corpus Christi not any activity of ill repute was stirring, actually not even a trick. The stocking of calmness were spread on the bay with sprinkle, in hopes that no predators would be there. The children were nestled in bed, all snug in their thoughts of daily chores, while visions of goodness dance in their heads. I'm not the best poem reader. While mamas free of errands and papas through their works have just settled their brains in brawn for a good night's sleep. Then out of the world there arose such a monster, I sprang from my bed of peace to see what the heck was the matter. Away to the window of pleasantries I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and pecked at the moon. And I guess this is a poem that you wrote, or was it?
I wrote it.
Can she read it? Can she read it?
When what to my wondering eye should appear but the faces of human trafficking victims, desperate, scared beyond imagination, hopeless with nowhere to turn, I knew in a moment that a rescue mission must be put in place. No ifs or buts, contemplations not, of mission impossible. More rapid than seagulls in their flight, I prayed and I whistled, shouted and called out, help! Now Corpus Christians, now churches, now businesses and corporations, on government officials, on clubs, on you all to the top of this horrendous crime. Now dash away, plan away, action away all. Let's extinguish this flame of evilness before this inferno of wildfire consumes our innocent minors. As the Almighty gave us a nod of assurance, there was a nightmare no more. Back to our beds of comfort and solace, while our children returned to their peaceful sleep. Poem by Mariza Angeles Smith, Isa Productions. Kenneth Weldon Smith, editor, inspired by Clement Clark Moore's The Night Before Christmas. An artwork by Betty Brenna, my friend, and is a ballet dancer in desperation, a woman. And all net proceeds from donations are used solely for fundraising for an anti-human trafficking shelter.
And you know what I forgot to do? I didn't realize there was more on the other page that I totally missed. So,
It's okay.
So I'm glad you backed me up on that one.
Yes, and I wrote this in 2 minutes without pausing and no correction. No, you know, I didn't proofread it. When I proofread it and my husband proofread it, there was no correction. It was the wordings are just being, you know, and that's why I'm so proud of this poem. Because, and my friend, she could draw, but she drew a number 2, and she just put this, and this is a desperate woman in need of help. Would you like to help? Yes, we will help you. You listen from me, you help me by praying that we all be given strength and wisdom. And what kind of wisdom? Good wisdom, not evil wisdom. And we will be heading for a better place. Let us learn from Sodom and Gomorrah and all the wars that happened in the past. And if we have not learned, the doom that is happening to you is, I don't need to say that, but you can put the word. And I would like to also thank the Corpus Christi Caller Times for all the nicest things that they have been doing to me personally. I appreciate you, Caller Times, because you know, when I read the paper, I read what I can do for the country, for our sparkling city by the bay, and not what, you know, we read vicious things. What can we do about it? Be neighborly, report all the suspicious burglary, sex offenders, human trafficking, just anything. And lock up your dogs so that the children won't be bitten by the dogs. Just little thing, that simple things. Hey, we're still in wake up, Corpus Christi. We need to straighten up or shape up, and we have so much beautiful thing going on here in Corpus Christi. Let's help each other. Let's barter. You don't have money. Can you clean, you know, my house, and I'll feed you, you know, things like that. Okay. So work for food, you know. And the homeless people, let's help them. And and on newspaper, I gave you my address, my telephone number, and I'm not afraid to be, you know, to be called 24/7. And nobody called me except one woman and told me about the Memorial Hospital, and it's a win-win situation. And what you're gonna be using for demolishing the cost, millions of dollars, let's get it started for maintaining. And I will help to develop entrepreneurial skills, because I have this little company that has gone to 100,000, and I'm still keep going. And just writing a little coloring book could make 75,000. How in the world I could do writing a coloring book and make 22,000, making 100,000 by writing coloring books? Come and I'll show them. We have so many homeless people who can write. And also, what do you think about maintaining it or renovating? I already recruited some homeless people who are carpenters who would like to help. In you know, so Memorial Coliseum, Memorial. We should have kept Memorial Coliseum, I guess, to get. Anyway, if we get the Memorial Hospital, let's put our heads together and let's find a solution. Don't back out. Don't say there's not. There is a solution. As long as the sun is shining that there is a solution. Plan A is still a solution. Plan B is this a solution. Plan C, just go to up to Z, and there will still be a letter of solution for each problem.
And I also want to mention real quick on the Corpus Christi Caller Times, they've helped me a couple of times, gave me support for some news stories, so it's great to see they also helped you as well for some of your charities. And before we wrap up, do you want to say anything any more before we wrap up?
Well, I would like to thank Abba. And Abba, what's your last name? Abba. Okay, and what's your first name?
Akbar, I think.
Akbar Abba, for giving me this opportunity to use my words, my mouth, to speak goodness. Hopefully, I meant goodness. I don't want to criticize people. I just want them to wake up to the issue. Human trafficking, homeless issue, they're just two typical issues of social evils that are wandering around us. What is your issue, listener, viewer? What is your issue? You have a solution. You have a solution. If you don't have a solution, you come to me and we'll find a solution together. I'm volunteering myself. Here we go. 946-3132. 361-946-3132. But let's think honestly. Let's think nicely. Now, if you're not gonna think nicely, it means that there's something wrong, that we need to seek help, because anybody who means well, anyone who means well, needs to be paid attention. So you people who have money to give a lot. If you have $1, give 5 cents. If you have $10, give $1. Maybe whatever. But just give. I don't care how much it is, and give your assistance. We will need a lot of assistance when our shelter is built, and we will have it built. So remember, in every problem, there's a solution. The solution could be the all letters of the alphabet or all the numbers in the world, but don't stop seeking solution, because that will practice you cognitively and get your brain going, finding the solution. There will be a solution. Let's just put everything together. Everybody, all the resources. If you are creative enough to be an artist that do, creative, the creativity is gonna be a potluck of help. Everybody bring something in the potluck for the homeless and for the shelter, and they will have a smorgasbord and buffet of wealth and good to make this city always sparkling.
Okay, we're going to cover a couple more things where we can contact you. Of course, she does this thing for the New Life Refuge Ministries, and I'm going to show
this again, their website, .org, I believe, as well, and also the St. Luke's United Methodist Church. If you go to their page, Dynamic Dollar, you're going to see part of that organization as well. And do you have any anything you want to put in there to be able to get a hold of you? I think you did your phone number earlier.
smith.ma@yahoo.com, my website.
Okay.
I mean, my email, and my pastor Paul is tremendously doing this. He's the person who got me involved with all the United Methodist churches. And now I'm waiting for the call from the Austin, all the way. See, they're in Austin, but we could be helped because this is a shelter for the almost 300,000 victims, So make it be clear that we are all helping into each other, It's a domino effect. If we cut the human trafficking activity and help here, South Texas, see the backbones for human trafficking are the 77 highway, 77, the I-10. And so you need to be helping each other.
Okay, appreciate Mariza Smith for her help with the homeless and human trafficking in our different organizations. and maybe we can keep track of her in the future.